Well, it's that time of the day again where I talk about more AI news because apparently it's just ramping up faster and faster and faster. It seemed like last year was the year where it was kind of like, slowly moving its way up. But this year it's just going at the speed of light. I've already talked about all the AI situations over the past couple of days. One with Reddit, I found out that one is a partnership with Google for 60 million. That's fucking insane. Then we had the situation with Wacom. You sitting there using AI art for their promotional materials to sell a fucking drawing tablet, which makes no goddamn sense. Like, it doesn't end, and it only keeps getting worse. And then we also have Sora from OpenAI. Like, this stuff doesn't slow down. And today there's another thing that's been brought to my attention that I wanted to talk about that might pique your interest, whether or not you have used Tumblr or WordPress at all. So for the few users who still actually use Tumblr, and everyone uses WordPress, I don't really know how WordPress is going to play too much into this, but I understand Tumblr for a fact. But for anyone who uses it, it says Tumblr and WordPress to sell user data to train AI tools. It's so depressing reading all this shit time and time and time again. Like, it just doesn't end. Every day you're reading something new. Instagram is looking to sell your data to train AI tools. Twitter, this one. I've already talked about Twitter and the Midjourney shit. That's probably going to happen as well too. Like, this doesn't end. Like, and the thing is, no matter what people might think is, oh, well, this is a good thing. See, they're getting consent. They're now not just going to scrape it. It doesn't matter, dog. You're still using it. Your information is still going to be scrapped. Like, it doesn't matter. I'd highly doubt that these websites that offer options to opt out of having your data trained for AI is really going to actually honor it. We have seen it time and time again that these websites don't give a fuck. So what makes people think that for this specifically that they're going to be like, oh, all right, we're going to play by the books for this one? No, it's not going to happen. It says Tumblr and WordPress are preparing to sell user data to Midjourney OpenAI according to a source with internal knowledge about the deals and internal documentation referring to the deals. It says the internal documentations detail a messy and controversial process within Tumblr itself. One internal post made by Gage, a product manager at Tumblr, states that a query made to prepare data for OpenAI and Midjourney compiled a huge number of user posts that it wasn't supposed to. It is not clear from Gage post whether this data has already been sent to OpenAI and Midjourney or whether Gage was detailing a process for scrubbing the data before it has to be sent. In that internal post, it says, the way that the data was queried for the initial data dump to Midjourney/OpenAI means that we have compiled a list of all Tumblr public post content between 2014 and 2023, but also, unfortunately, it included and should not have included private posts on public blogs, posts on deleted or suspended blogs, unanswered asks, private answers, posts that are marked explicit, not safe for work, matured by our more modern standards, and content from premium partner blogs. It says Gage post makes it clear that engineers are working on compiling a list of post IDs that should not have been included, and that password protected posts, DMs, and media flagged as CSAM and other community guideline violations were not included. Basically, if they did make this fuck up and they sent all this information, of course, that's going to be a pretty big deal, but is it ever going to go out to the public? Probably not. And I guarantee if this news site still reach out to Tumblr and ask if this was true or if they actually sent that information, they're going to deny it. They'll be like, we don't know what you're talking about. We don't until the AI shit, at least from their website, becomes formally announced and it's a public known thing, they probably won't really say shit in terms of this. But that's a pretty big fuck up nonetheless. If that's all true and this is how their shit was already starting out, that's kind of like worrisome, because again, all these websites can sit there and say that we're not going to train your data, we're not going to use it, we're not going to do that, but it's all a lie. Like, they have it set right here. Let me just continue on first. It says that the company plans to launch a new setting on Wednesdays that will allow users to opt out of data sharing with third parties, including AI companies, according to the new source, who spoke on the condition of being anonymous. It says a new FAQ section we reviewed is titled, "What happens when you do opt out?" states that if you opt out from the start, we will block crawlers from accessing your data content by adding the site on a disallowed list. If you change your mind later, we also plan to update any partners on people who newly opt out and ask to have their content be removed from past sources and future training. Good luck with that. I don't see that happening at all. There is no shot. Once your data's been trained, how are you going to make it? Well, I mean, maybe there probably is a way, but I don't see it happening even if a request was made. Another fucking scummy thing that these websites do is they always do the opt-out route. Do you want to opt out? Do you want to opt out, dog? No, I don't. You should be asking me if I want to opt into your services. Of course, no one with a brain is going to be like, yeah, fucking use my data, dog, train on it. Do it. I mean, some will, of course, AI bros, but most sane people, especially artists, are not going to be like, yeah, dog, fucking go ahead, start using all my data. Like, and that's the thing. All the data that was used from 2014 to 2023, what are you going to do? What if someone that's been a user for so long, what if they opt out? Are you going to remove that data now? Are you just going to take it back? Like, I don't understand how this process works in a way where this actually will be of any use or benefit to user. Again, these websites can always tell you the same thing, that It's opt out, it's opt in. We won't use your data. We promise. We got our fingers crossed that we're gonna do right by you and the users. When again, it doesn't work that way, man, and it never has. Tumblr's on its last legs. WordPress, who knows how it's doing, but when it comes to a website like Tumblr, who's probably not making that much money and doesn't have many users on there, at least compared to other social sites, they're going to try and get as much cash as they can, and I think that this is one of the reasons why they're even doing this partnership. Pretty much like a Hail Mary, one last final play before the site eventually probably dies. It says right here that the news site asked the company about an imminent deal with Midjourney last week, but did not hear back then either. It said instead of answering direct questions about their deals and a compiling of their user data, it says the company sent a statement which it posted publicly after the story was published titled "Protecting User Choice." let's take a look at that, dog. Let's see what that is. So in their post, it says "Protecting User Choice. AI is rapidly transforming nearly every aspect of our world, including the way we create and consume content. At Automatic, we've always believed in a free and open web and individual choice. Like other tech companies, we're closely following these advancements and including how to work with AI companies in a way that respects our users' preferences, aka we're trying to figure out a way on how we can make as much money from this shit that we can without making our users want to leave our website." That is what it really means. They don't give a shit about working with AI companies in the sense of doing things right by the users or trying to make sure their things are squeaky clean, because AI companies don't give a fuck to begin with. They never have. This is them just saying, hey, we're trying to figure out a way that we can make money off your shit while working with the AI companies. With that in mind, we're doing a number of things at WordPress.com and Tumblr to give you more control over the content you've created. We currently block by default major AI platform crawlers, including ones from the biggest tech companies, and update our list as new ones launch. We have a setting to discourage search engines from indexing a site at WordPress.com and Tumblr. This signals to search engines not to crawl that content or include it in search results. We've also added similar settings to WordPress.com and Tumblr to discourage crawling by AI companies. If you already discourage search engine indexing, this is automatically enabled. We will share only public content that's hosted on WordPress.com and Tumblr from sites that haven't opted out. Currently, no law exists that requires crawlers to follow these preferences, though this may change soon with pending legislation in the European Union. Regardless of geographic location, we want to provide you with tools that grant you as much control as possible. Since respectable companies do follow these settings, they're the best method to enforce how content is crawled on the web. We are also working directly with select AI companies as long as their plans align with what our community cares about: attribution, opt-outs, and controls. Our partnerships will respect all opt-out settings. We also plan to take a step further and regularly update any partners about people who newly opt out and ask their content to be removed from past sources and future training. Now, that all sounds great. It sounds fucking amazing. Like, let's fucking go. Woo-hoo, you care about the users. But again, anyone who actually gives a shit about things like this will more times than not be happy with this no matter what. And the reason is, you're having AI shit on there, and regardless, there's no perfect system in the world. No matter how many reassurances, no matter how many FAQs you want to post, there is no guarantee at all that all the things that you say you're going to do to protect users is actually going to happen, and that you're going to stand by it, and that you're going to do right by these people. It is shown time and time again in history that these companies who make promises and say and do things like this typically fall flat. They do not actually stand by what happens, and then when they get caught, they're like, oops, we made an error, we'll fix that and make sure it doesn't happen again, even though there's already been so much damage that's happened previously in the past. So I'm sorry if I'm extremely skeptical on this, and just like I am for everything else AI related. If you're an artist, I don't know, take your shit off fucking Tumblr if you don't trust Tumblr or anything related to that. I mean, people didn't like the shit they did with the whole not safe for work porn ban, and they were making dumb decisions there. Who knows what other decisions they can make down the line. Maybe they keep it like this for now, but then if, let's say, the AI companies don't like that all the users are opting out and they don't want to actually have their data used, then they're going to, I don't know, create something new that forces them to be opt-in. Or again, the logical thing, which is what they're probably going to do, is make it opt-in by default, and then they give you an option if you choose to want to opt out, so that, because they know a lot of people are going to be pretty lazy and probably just going to click off the prompt and not even read what it says, and so they won't bother trying to opt out to begin with. But who knows? We'll see in time. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about this real quick because I tend to talk about all AI stuff now on this channel, at least things that I disagree with or I don't like, and I just want to bring attention and awareness to it, so that if you happen to use these websites, maybe consider going somewhere else, or yeah, I would go somewhere else. I wouldn't trust Tumblr or WordPress or any of this shit at all that they're actually going to do right and not let your data be scrapped if you choose to opt out. I think that's a load of bullshit, and I don't think it's true at all. Anyways, you made this far into the video, consider giving a like, subscribing to the channel. Leave me a comment below what you think. Have a great day. Yeah.